I said on the topic of friendship, I want to ride for Ruel. I think he would give anything to be here with us today, so let's all think of him.
I want to ride for one of my mom's friends. I can't remember her name specifically because I didn't prepare for this ride dedication very well. But a few months ago, she went to the doctor for like regular cancer prognosis, and they didn't get to see the results in the shrinkage of the cancer that they were. It was completely gone, in full remission. So that's awesome, beyond reason. One ride for her and being cancer-free, and hopefully it stays around. Well, not the cancer, but being cancer-free stays around.
I want to ride for Stephen Trenfield. I was really anxious about coming out to training camp, and Stephen really pushed me and motivated me to do well. When it's hard, I think about what he told me, and it really helps. I also want to thank Richard, Andrea, Grant, and Ross for helping me being part of the coaching staff here this weekend. I couldn't have done yesterday's ride without everyone's help. And everyone on the team who's been so supportive and such a great teammate to me. I ride for y'all, and I cherish the time that I'm spending with y'all today.
On that note, I really want to ride for the coaches. I really want to thank them for their time and dedication, for how much heart and how much effort goes into holding this training camp every year, and how much it really helps us get where we're going and help us understand where we're at, where we need to be, and most importantly, how to safely get there.
I'd like to make a ride dedication for my beautiful mother. She, on Friday, so her cancer has moved into her chest at this point, and so like 2 weeks into our ride, she's going to have open chest surgery to get some of that out, so I'd like to ride for her today.
I want to ride for the people in this community. They've been just really hospitable to us, and Joe Nash and I, a couple of the other riders, we got to meet a person named Pee-wee, and so he told us his story. He fought cancer. They had to like cut part of his tongue off and everything, so he had a pretty rough one. And we told him about Texas 4000. He donated $10 for our cause, and so it's great, you know, just getting to meet all these people. So I want to ride for the people here.
I want to ride for Andrew Porter, who was a rider on Rockies on my year, who lost his father to cancer when he was just a kid. And Andrew was always the image of strength on the ride. He was always sort of the quiet, reserved type, but once you got him to open up, he was actually quite entertaining. And he was just a great guy who never really let anything get him down, and always had either a witty comment or a snarky remark, or he was just a funny guy. And I always drew strength from him on the hard days, and I don't know if he knows that, but he's really just like a great inspiration to me. And I also want to ride for Jeremy from 2011. I don't know his whole story all that well, but I know him, and that's good enough for me.
I want to ride for one of my best friend's moms, whose lung cancer came back, and it's been really difficult for my friend because her mom doesn't really didn't tell her for a really long time that it had come back, and just for that situation. And also for one of the alumni riders mentioned that they're a life specialist at a hospital with a little girl named Chloe who's fighting cancer, so I also want to ride for Chloe.
I'm going to ride for my sister-in-law, Sherry, that was diagnosed in April with glioblastoma, which is a particularly nasty form of brain cancer. And she's lost an aunt and an uncle, both to the same form, so I'm going to ride for her today.
I want to ride for this woman named Brandy that we all met at MD Anderson while we were there. She was fighting breast cancer, and she volunteered to just come up and talk to us about her experience and to give us some advice about our own lives and how to be our own best advocate if we think something's wrong, because she had a really rough time getting her diagnosis, and I think she's going through her 16th round of chemo, so I want to ride for her.
I want to ride for this woman that I met when I was coming back from
a ride on Friday, and we were just stopped at a stoplight, and she had her window down, and she saw the jersey, and she was like, so when do y'all go on that ride? So I told her we were leaving in June, and she was like, well, I just think it's really great what y'all are doing. I was diagnosed with lung cancer about 3 years ago, and I've never smoked a day in my life. And then the light turned green and she drove away, so I didn't get her name or anything like that, but I want to ride for that woman.
I want to ride for Mary and Michael Dang. Michael has leukemia, and on Monday, his sister Mary is able to be his donor for a bone marrow transplant. So I hope that all goes well and for his best recovery.
I want to ride for Miss Virginia Kraut. She's my neighbor. She's the owner of Coco, who's this dog I walk, and I started walking Coco because Miss Virginia was no longer able to walk very far distances, and today's Coco's birthday. Yeah, we celebrate it every year, and I wasn't able to make it because I'm here, and so I told Miss Virginia, and she said she was very proud of me, and she's had lung cancer that spread to her brain and further down, I want to say like to her kidneys as well, but she's had cancer for as long as I've known her, but she's never talked to me really about it, but she's never let it get her down either. So I want to ride for Miss Virginia and, of course, Coco.
I also want to ride for the people that we met in the community last night, Pee-wee, and there was a woman next to him who said that both of her in-laws were diagnosed with cancer, and she talked to us a long time and talked about maybe like donating merchandise for silent auctions and stuff, and she was right for her.
I want to ride for my team. I woke up really sick this morning, but I had Jillian and Taylor remind me that like Texas 4000 isn't about giving up. I was about to, you know, I had already decided that I was sagging today, but I'm going to go out there and do as much as I can. And I want to ride for Ruel, and I'll think about him.
I want to ride for Ruel's mom because her husband and her son are both fighting cancer, and I just can't imagine what that must be like. It must be extremely hard. And when they came to Austin recently, we all went to Curly Lane, and you would never have imagined that that's what that family is going through. And I just think they have so much strength, and it's just really admirable.
I want to ride for a friend of mine. His grandma just got diagnosed with cancer a few months ago, and it's kind of just starting to hit the family. She's lost all her hair, and they're just trying to, you know, pretend that it's not, you know, it's no big deal. Like, they joke around, they play around, but I know it's been really hard on my friend just because he's the only son in the family, and his parents are kind of broken down, and his sister's really scared. So I just want to ride for his grandma and his family.
I also want to ride for the coaching staff and the alumni who came out this weekend and put in a lot of work and helped us. I know yesterday was hard for some of us if it was your first time riding, and for those who it wasn't, it was still hard, and you guys definitely helped us through it.
I also want to ride for Uzi and Brian. They came out here knowing that they weren't going to get on their bikes, and they've been such a big help and such a big support, and I love you guys, and thank you so much for being out here. I know we really all appreciate it.
I'm going to do a special dedication, but this is going to be a team involvement kind of dedication, and maybe the best way to do this, I want to announce the dedication, but I want a response from everybody. I'm trying to think the appropriate response, but this dedication is actually going to be made to a friend of Sarah Edwards, and Sarah Edwards is Bill Edwards' widow. And what I want to do is I'll make the dedication, but then what I'd like everybody to do, as soon as I'm done with doing the dedication, I want all of you to respond and say, "Get better, Barbara." Barbara's story is she just got diagnosed. She's a co-worker of Sarah Edwards, and she just got diagnosed with uterine cancer last week. So she's kind of down maybe a little bit by that news, but with us here collectively today in this circle, I think we all at least need to turn around and just give her a big support cheer of some sort. So when I make the dedication, as soon as the dedication's over, I want all of you to respond by saying, "Get better, Barbara, we're supporting you," okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and make the dedication. I want to dedicate my ride today to a very dear and near friend of Sarah Edwards, that being Barbara Aleem. Barbara just got diagnosed with uterine cancer, and we are all standing behind you, Barbara. So from the entire 2012 Texas 4000 team, Barbara, get here! We're thinking of you!